Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about one of the first advocacy efforts that I was involved with. Back in the mid-1990s, Family and Consumer Sciences became the new name for what was back then home economics. For many reasons, home economics was not the preferred term anymore. So many places had changed to Family and Consumer Sciences, but we had a real identity crisis within the profession that was evident for college students especially, that if they were looking to look up information on any of the databases that were available at that time, they would plug in something like Family and Consumer Sciences, and on our college campus there would end up being somewhere around maybe 30 or 40 hits when we knew there was a lot more information out there. When you'd go to the major databases, they didn't have the connection to that term yet. I was a part of a group through the American Association of Family and Consumer Sciences that was looking at enhancing programs, and they had tried for years to try and make some changes. And so when I got involved with that group, I said, well, let me see if I can try something. And so I went to our Dean of Library Services here on campus, and I explained the problem about not being able to connect with things through the databases. And he said, well, the problem really is the fact that databases largely take their lead from the Library of Congress. And so if the Library of Congress does something, then other databases will follow that. Well, that was something that was new to me. It wasn't something I needed to talk to somebody even outside of Pittsburgh, Kansas, to find that information out. And so my next step was I went to the Library of Congress page to see how many hits there would be. And so if I typed it in, Family and Consumer Sciences, into the Library of Congress page, I ended up with about 300 hits of professional information that was out there. So the next step that I did was I actually called the Library of Congress, and I talked to the person who was in charge of the designations that were being used, and I explained what the problem was and how the organization had changed the name and all the change in terminology and everything. And she said, well, she said, send me an email with the information that what the problem is. So I sent her an email. She wrote back to me and she said she saw no reason why it couldn't be changed. She said, in addition to that, we have some of these other terms that for years have been cross-listed with home economics, such as something to do with nutrition education or consumer education or a variety of things. And she said, what would you like those changed to? And so I went through and took her list, told her what I wanted everything cross-listed as, and that I wanted it so that if anybody looked up home economics, it would refer them to Family and Consumer Sciences. If anybody looked up anything in a variety of content areas, it would automatically shift things over. She said, fine, we'll take care of it. Well, 2 weeks went by, I went on to the Library of Congress page, and where before I'd only gotten about 300 hits, suddenly I had over 13,000 hits of articles that could be subdivided that were all now under the term Family and Consumer Sciences. One person, Pittsburgh, Kansas, middle of, the United States, small institution, one person being able to make a difference by making the right contacts, asking the right questions, getting the right people involved. And it was that simple. And it's made a world of difference as time has gone by. That's just one example. I'll be sharing some other ones as we go along. But see you in the next video. Bye.